I'm Christine from Einstein's F.U.N Nutrition Program. We are a SNAP Ed funded program and members of Eat Right Philly. And today we are making spiced apple quesadillas. Yum! It's really easy to make with a few ingredients. I'm going to show you how to make one serving size, which is one quesadilla. But if you wanted to make multiple quesadillas, you would have to double or triple the recipe. The first ingredient today is going to be an apple. Apples are a fruit and they belong in the fruit group on my plate. You can choose red, yellow, green, totally up to you. Most of the fiber's in the skin, so we're going to leave the skin on. We have one whole wheat tortilla. Make sure half of your grains each day are whole. That's why I chose the whole wheat tortilla. Up next, we are going to use 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, and then we are going to use a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. If you do not have pumpkin pie spice, that's okay. Substitute for nutmeg or cinnamon. We're going to wash our hands before we do anything else. Turn on the water, wet your hands, put some soap, and scrub your fingers. Your in between tops and bottoms, you want to make sure you clean your fingers really well. You want to scrub for at least 20 seconds. We don't want to put germs back into our body, so we want to make sure we really get the germs off our hands and down the drain. After 20 seconds, you want to take your hands and put them back under the water so that the germs and the soap go down the drain. Dry your hands, turn off the water, and just like we washed our hands, you want to make sure you wash your apple too. You want to wash your apple with just warm water, no soap. Then we are going to cut our apple. I have an apple slicer. If you don't, you can cut it with a knife. Okay, be careful if you're using an apple slicer, the blades. Look at that skin. It looks so yummy. Nice crisp apple. The nice thing about the apple slicer is it will take the seeds out for me. That's the core. So all the seeds are in the middle of the apple, which is called the core. Then we're going to do a half a teaspoon of the pumpkin spice into a bowl. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of the brown sugar. And you're going to place that into the bowl with the pumpkin spice. Again, if you don't have the pumpkin spice, you can use nutmeg or you can use cinnamon. Then I want to mix the pumpkin spice pie and the brown sugar really well together. You want to make sure it's nicely blended because then you're going to put it on top of your apples. I'm taking half of the apple and I'm going to sprinkle the seasonings on top. I want to make sure that I spread it nice and even. So I'm going to mix it around until my apples are completely coated in the pumpkin pie spice and the brown sugar. And then I'm going to layer the whole wheat tortilla with the apples. So in this recipe, I have a whole wheat tortilla, which belongs in the grain group on my plate, and an apple, which belongs in the fruit group of my plate. But if I wanted to, I could serve it with a side of Greek yogurt, which would give me another food group, which would be dairy. After I put it all together, I'm going to fold it all together. Then I'm going to come over to the stove. If it's a non-stick pan, I'm fine. If not, I'm going to spray a little spray butter. Turn my heat on medium. I'm going to add my quesadilla. I'm going to cook for 3 to 4 minutes on one side. I'm going to flip it on the other side for 3 to 4 minutes or until the apples are nice and soft. Once my apples are nice and soft, I'm going to take it off, plate it, wait for it to cool down before I cut my tortilla in half. Now, I did not use gloves for this recipe because I was making it for myself. But if I was making it for the community, I would have wore gloves. Look at that. It looks so delicious. The apples are perfectly seasoned. Now it's the best part. It's time to eat. Yum. I approve. Here's my recipe. Okay, please try it. It's delicious. I think you're really going to like it. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you come back for more food demos.